Hello and welcome to Let's Dance with Charlotte Elizabeth. That's me. So, this podcast is going to cover everything from dance, health, fitness. I will include how to prepare for your first dance for your wedding or using that kind of scenario for special occasions. There will be planning hen parties and ideas for planning hen parties, but the main focus of this podcast is dance. I am the owner of Feel the Beats UK, and I'm going to get you all moving. So let's get on with the show. Hello, and welcome back. So, the last episode, I said I'd taken a mini break, and then I was back. And I was, and then I got ill. I had the delightful cold that seemed to have been doing the rounds, and so it's been 2 weeks since I've done an episode. So I'm not going to say I'm back because life keeps happening, but I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. The podcast is staying. It's having a little bit of a refocus. So I have made the decision that my business is going to focus on first dances and hen parties because it's what I've been doing for the last 9 years. I've been trying to rebuild Feel the Beat and kept saying, oh, but I'm not just weddings, and trying to build into something that I just didn't know. And realistically, didn't want to be doing. I was doing all of the things to not do the things. You get me? Or maybe you don't. But that's the beauty of being a business and being a sole trader. I get to pick and choose and work out what I do and don't want to do. And been realizing that, and I've said this before, business is not where I would like it to be. And I've realized it's because I keep flitting. And I've been kind of stopping myself from just going all in on weddings. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going all in on weddings. So this podcast and this episode and everything else is going to drill into the first dance. It's going to drill into themed hen parties, but it's also still going to cover confidence, self-care, my own journey, and anything else that I feel I want to talk about, because at the end of the day, it's my podcast. And I have also decided that unless I feel really called to, I'm not going to do interview episodes. It's only ever going to be me talking to you. But when I feel like it, I've realised that putting the pressure on me to put an episode out every week is tough. I have a full-time job. I struggle with batch creating. I have to be in the zone and in the moment. So occasionally we might go a couple of weeks without an episode because I don't want to force this episode and I don't want to force the episodes. I want it to flow. So sometimes there might be a big gap, and that's okay. And I'm not going to apologize for it anymore, because realistically, who's noticed? Do people notice? And do people care? Like, and it's a whole thing that I'm working through, is that whole people don't care what I say. In reality, I need to stop worrying what people think, because that's not why I'm doing it. I am here to help you be magical, be special. I get to help you have special moments, whether that is your first dance lessons for your wedding, or whether that's a themed party as part of your hen weekend. I'm getting to help you feel special. And that's just magical and all squishy gooiness. So there's not really a point to this podcast at the moment. I am very aware that it is very rambly, but there is a point. There is a point. I'm just kind of talking to you and letting you know where I'm at and where things are going and what you can expect from the podcast. Because you might see some subtle changes. You might see some colour changes, because I've worked on the website recently and realised that as much as I love my pinks and purples, they don't... It felt a bit childish. And that's not the vibe I have. Yes, I'm all fun and loving, but there might just be a subtle tweaks to the pinks and purples. There might be. You never know. It's me. I flit and change. So we shall see. So that's where I've been for the last couple of weeks. So now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of what I actually want to talk to you about today. And that is your first dance and giving it some more thought. Because in my opinion, and it's something that I was discussing with people at a recent wedding fair, everyone thinks that first dance lessons is making you do a Strictly Come Dancing routine. And it's not, unless you want it to. Certainly for me, first dance lessons, purely and simply, are to help you have confidence on the dance floor, to know how to hold each other, where your feet can and can't go, because grooms, you don't know where her feet are until you're there on the day. But having a practice and an idea will help. How to hold each other so that it doesn't feel like you're gripping on for dear life. How to move together. Because, let's face it, we don't dance together anymore like we used to. Back in the day, or when we look at the likes of Bridgerton, we don't move in that way. So this is why it feels awkward. It's completely unnatural to us. We've possibly done it joking around in the kitchen, and that's fine, that's where we all start. But that's why it feels awkward, because it's not natural to us. So having a lesson can help, because it can help you kind of breathe, relax a little bit, and really listen and get in tune with each other. In particular, really listening to your song. Because how many of you have actually listened to the beat of the song? I don't mean the words. I don't mean the tune. I mean the beat. If you really, really listen, underneath the main melody is likely to be a beat, and that's what helps you flow. That's what a dance lesson can do. It can help you flow to the music. And look a little bit, sticky teeth in, look a little bit less robotic. Which then means you look less awkward, which then gives you picture moments, which then makes your dress twizzle and sparkle. And then because you feel confident, you want to add in a little twirl. And you want to add in a dip. And then you decide, let's learn the waltz step. And then before you know it, you're doing a routine. If you want to. My book, which is coming out in October, and that will be another episode, is called First Dance. Don't worry, awkward swaying is not your only choice. As I've just proven, one lesson can get you feel confident and magical and special. I'm going to talk to the girls now. Grooms, I'll come back to you in a minute. Girls, we've wanted to be Cinderella at the ball since we were little girls. Now we get to be Cinderella at the ball. So let someone help you. Really embody and be Cinderella. Or Belle, or whatever Disney princess you wanted to be as a child. I can help you be that in reality. Let's have your princess moment and get the picture moments, but more importantly, the memories. Memories are what's gonna last. The amount of people I talk to who find out what I do and go, I wish I knew you when I got married. You don't want to be saying that. You don't want to be saying, I wish. There is also the flip side. There are the people who did have lessons and they tell me the magical, wonderful things that they did for their lessons. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. My most recent review, which I love getting reviews, said about the fact that I had taken into account some injuries. So the groom had a bit of an injury, and we factored that in for their routine and made sure that it flowed, that we did things on the non-injured side, which for me personally was the unnatural side to do it, but I had to protect an injury. As much as the injury was healed, I was not going to undo an injury by a simple little move. So everything is taken into account. So grooms, we're coming to you now. You probably weren't watching Disney films. You might have been. You might have had an older sister, younger sister, and you had to sit and watch them. Well, this is your Prince moment. This is your moment to feel special because everyone talks about it being her special day and oh, you're just turning up. No, it's your day too. You 100% deserve to also feel special. So let me help you because it's hard work being the lead. Getting her to follow you. The amount of couples where the bride tries to take over. I'm like, excuse me, can we let him try and lead, please? And I know that's very traditional. And we don't have to do it that way. But the couples want to do it that way. So let him lead. So grooms, this is your moment to also feel special. Show off your bride. But also stand there with pride. Or as you're swaying and in the moment. So let me help you. It's not ballet. I'm not turning you into Billy Elliot. Don't worry. I'm just helping you feel sure of your feet, of where you're holding, and feeling in control in a moment that really feels out of control for you and a lot of people. But like I say, one simple session, and it's why I've called them the confidence session, can help with that. And if you want to go into a dance, great. If not, fine. Sway and party. And it is also okay not to do a first dance. But for the purpose of this, we're having a first dance. So, I want you to think about it. Think about your song. Think about your outfit. So if you've already got your dress or your suit, just consider how easy it is to move. If you haven't got them yet, perfect. Tell the shop you're considering dance lessons. That will help them choose the right outfits for you to try on to find the one. Because I'm sorry, fishtail dresses are really hard to move in. And tight-fitting suits are even harder to move in. So if you're planning dance lessons or just anything, you want to be able to move. So we want to consider our song and consider our outfits. And then you come and find me for your dance lessons. Got to get it in somewhere. This can't just be a volume podcast. I do have a business to run. Tongue in cheek, she says. So I'm back. These are going to kind of flow and they'll have a focus, but I ramble. It's the dyslexia. It's the winging it. So yeah, think of your first dance. And if you're really stuck, book a call. So I will catch you on the next one. Who knows when that might be? So watch out for it. And yeah, think about your first dance. Let's help you feel special.